Okay. Okay, hold on here. We are live right now. Here we go. Okay. Everything should be working here. Good. How is everyone? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a great day today. Everyone having a great Sunday? Okay, here we go. When did the snow drop? I think it was yesterday. But yeah, it's on Red Dead now. If you have pets, no. Yeah, Mansion DLC is gonna come out what, Wednesday? Bully Online, I do want to try it. Yes, I'm down to try it. Okay, I'm graduating from college this Saturday. Congratulations, Angel Boy. Is Red Dead Revolver connected to Red Dead Redemption? It's in the same universe, but I don't think there's really any mention of it. Hey, John, how are you doing, dude? Didn't they have a song in Vice City Stories, Malachi? What's your thoughts about Netflix buying Warner Brothers? What's your thoughts on it? Netflix is starting to grow, and it's starting to become really big. Thank you, Jake Hunter, for the super chat. But yeah, Netflix is acquiring a lot of shows. Free roam missions. Let's see here. Do paid killing. Thank you, Jake Hunter, for that super chat. Am I gonna play the Sniper Elite DLC missions anytime soon? That will do in like middle of February. We'll do that then. Worn hats in church, and even danced with lassies they wasn't engaged to. Well, that and far too much goddamn killing of folk. So, oh hey Oliver. And we both make a packet. We will. So good luck. Bastards are hiding. Yeah, but Netflix has also been raising prices. I know that. Kiwami tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's the day it's coming out, right? The PS5 thing. Then yeah, tomorrow we'll have it. And thank God I only have one part left of Black Ops 7. I just want it to be over with. Oh my God, it's such a terrible campaign. They own The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, DC, and a bunch of other stuff now, huh? Wow. Forgot about your streams, bro. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize. Come by the streams whenever you want, dude. Hang out whenever you want. Hope you're doing well, Patrick. I am, Eric. How are you, dude? Yes, today is the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. You are right on that. December 7, 1941. My character keeps freezing so much. It's... No, I like the snow in this game. It's, the snow in this game is so much better than GTA Online snow.
Are handheld PCs worth buying? What? Handheld PCs? What do you mean by that? You mean like a phone? Like, what's a handheld PC exactly? Will I be buying other Call of Duty games after the Black Ops 7 disaster? Yeah, Vito, I'm gonna get Modern Warfare 4 that's coming out next year, because next year's gonna be the sequel to Modern Warfare. And, I will say, hopefully they make the next Modern Warfare game good. Because the last one was just terrible, so they've had a few years to work on it. You know, they had 3 years to work on it. So I expect the next Modern Warfare game to actually be good and work out well. But I'm really looking forward to DMZ2, because DMZ2 is going to be on Modern Warfare 4 next year, and so hopefully I like DMZ so much on Modern Warfare 2, and hopefully it's really good. I do remember that line, Royale, from Sopranos. Make sure you save one of them alive. Don't kill all of them. What story is worse, Black Ops 7 or Saints Row 2022? Ugh. I would say Black Ops is even worse than Saints Row, because even though Black Ops is terrible, at least Saints Row had an open world to explore. At least I'll say that about that. And had side activities, as bad as it was. Thank you, General's Alert. I'm only going to be here a short bit. Still wanted to stop by. Well, hello, TY. The YouTube guy. How you doing, dude? Yeah, I finished all my work today early, and so was able to start up a stream nice and early for you guys. Trying to get streams doing early. I don't want to do them super late, like I usually do. Oh yeah, I will do the new elusive target lack. How long is Eminem available in Hitman? Like, when does it go away? What the? December 31st? Okay, I still got 3 weeks. I'm good then. Fernando, I know, is gonna join me on the final part of Black Ops 7, and I'll see who else is online. Will I make a review of Black Ops 7? I'll try to. I'll try to, because the GTA update is coming out, and I'm going to focus on that when that comes out, but I do still want to talk about it. But my review of Black Ops 7 is going to be strictly following the campaign, not the multiplayer, the zombies, just the campaign specifically. The Warriors, yeah, I'll play it. A small minute rant would also work, yeah. I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably do like a 10-minute rant of just me just complaining about everything that I hated about Black Ops 7. Hey, Pro, how's your day been? It's been good far. Thank you for the super chat. And I got a question for you guys. Have they even explained in the Black Ops lore how is both Chloe and Harper alive? Because you can't save both of them. Because I remember in Black Ops 2, you can't save them both. So how did they explain that Chloe and Harper is alive? Is there like a lore, even a lore explanation for that? Is it that Chloe got kidnapped and then Mason never saved her? Is that what they're going with, the lore on that? Because if that is the lore, then that makes no sense to me. I can't imagine Mason would just abandon her. Which antagonist was worse, Big Smoke or Dimitri? Dimitri is way worse of a human being. Wait until 3 minutes and then throw him off. Oh wait, what do we got here? Collectible here, everyone take it. Collectible here. Wait, so they didn't explain how Chloe and Harper are both alive. How much do you think mansions will cost? I know they're going to be very expensive, but I don't know how much money I will need to buy one. I think they said over 20 million. But Own Titan, you've been playing on GT Online for years. I'm sure you got plenty of money. You'll be fine. You know, if you have like, here's the thing, it's 20 million, but then you're gonna need upgrades. If everybody here watching, if you got like around $30 million on GT Online, you'll be good. You can pretty much get everything you need. Okay. Yeah, and the thing about that, Adrian, is it makes no sense to me why David Mason would kill Menendez in Black Ops 2. That makes no sense. Because David, like, the whole game was just David versus, Menendez, especially with these mind games that they were playing. And David knew that Menendez wanted to be a martyr, just so that he could basically cause chaos afterwards. And so it makes no sense that he would kill him so that he could be a martyr. It makes no sense. No, I haven't tried a new Bannerlord DLC. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Yeah, that's not gonna work out good there. I mean, the old games are in a new timeline because it's technically in the same universe. I'm not that big of a fan of Eminem. I know some of his songs. Lose Yourself, I know there's one. The Slim Shady one, I know is another one. 25 Fahrenheit, that's below freezing point. Yeah, and in your country, I know they use Celsius, but you know what the coldest I've ever seen? In my state, it was minus 40 Celsius and Fahrenheit. It was basically the same thing. So, minus 40 Celsius. That was the coldest I've ever seen. Okay, here we go. And the thing I'll tell you guys something about living in the Midwest. The cold doesn't really bother me. I don't care for the cold. Winter is actually my favorite season, so I actually prefer the cold over the heat. But here's what I will tell you: the most annoying thing about winter in the Midwest is not even the cold. The most annoying thing is the wind. The wind. Like when you're if you're walking by and it's cold, not that big of a deal because you can dress up for it. But when that giant gust of cold air just blows in your face, that's not fun when that happens. So that's basically what I'll say is the worst part isn't even the cold, it's the wind. The coldest you ever had in Sweden is minus 52 Celsius. That's got to be like in the northern part, right? And the ice is annoying too. Yeah, the ice is annoying.
Oh, you know I'm always on the lookout for folks to help.
Yeah, Warzone was, well, look at what they did.
I do not have the time to go over this with you. I'm busy for once. There's work to do. But take this note, and it'll tell you what you got to do. So go on, and do it now. Go on, then.
Hello, Professional. I would really love to, see you play the Resident Evil, Uncharted, and Last of Us series of games. Great characters and lots of content, and you would make a lot of subscribers. Yeah, and, I have a whole list of games to play next year. A whole giant list of games that we will be playing. Uncharted is definitely one of those games I gotta get to. And the thing is, I've never really played the Uncharted games. So it will be my first time doing the series on the channel, and I think a lot of people will come by and watch that, because it's my first time. Like, when I play Yakuza Kiwami, you know what, tomorrow, that's gonna be my first time playing it. I never played Yakuza Kiwami. I beat Yakuza 0 last year for the first time, but Yakuza Kiwami will be my first time playing, playing that game. Your thoughts about the whole Discord leaked and Rockstar firing? So apparently somebody like leaked some gameplay like for GTA 6 where like there was like a bicycle animation, and then there was like an animation where like Lucia jumps out of a pickup truck, right? That's what they leaked, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that it? When are we getting more Metal Gear Solid playthroughs? I gotta think. We did Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 on the channel. And then we have a bunch of them. We still got like Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. What is it? Metal Gear Solid 5. What I'm gonna do is I want to do them in chronological order. That's what I want to do. So I gotta do them in chronological order. And then and the last one I want to do is Metal Gear Solid 4. That's the last one I want to do. Because I want to have the final one chronologically. That I do. Chronologically, which Metal Gear Solid game is next after 3? It's Portable Ops, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's Portable Ops, is it? And I know there's also Raiden's game. Like Raiden has his own game. Revengeance, or I don't remember what it was called, but Raiden's game is a spin-off where it takes place after the Metal Gear Solid storyline, so it's like a whole new enemy. I know it, new enemies, not the Patriots anymore. So it's Revengeance, yeah, that's it. Portable Ops and Peace Walker, okay. Oh, what? When do you plan to do a Days Gone playthrough? I did one already. I did one a couple months back. Just go on my channel and search up Days Gone playthrough. Not only did I do a Days Gone playthrough, I did a Days Gone lore video. I did one on Tucker. Yeah, Tucker's really annoying. Did anyone see my my final Ghost of Yotei part? I beat Lord Saito on lethal difficulty. It was not fun boss battle, but I beat him on lethal. Well, thank you, Mitchell. Would I rather give up chocolate or cheese forever? That's a good question. Chocolate or cheese? Chocolate. Chocolate, because cheese is more healthy for you, and I do like eating cheese. I like eating cheese as a snack. You know what I usually do is I buy the, those, like, party packs of cheese from, like, supermarkets, like, you know, where you have, like, all the different, like, types of cheese, like cheddar, American cheese, and those, and then I like eating those as snacks. The one that's kind of like the one that's not bright yellow. It's not bright yellow. It's kind of like more of a darker yellow and has holes in it. That's American cheese, right? That one's my favorite one. Is that one's the one I like the most. I thought this game is dead. No, this game isn't dead. The thing about Reddit Online is the game is not receiving any more content. That part is true, but people are still playing this game. What do you think of 50 Cent buying P. Diddy's secret tapes for $60 million and selling them to Netflix for double the price? What? First time I'm hearing about this. Thoughts on Yote after finishing it? I like it. I liked it. I liked the ending. And you know what I'll say about Yote is that, and I got the mask still here, but what I'll say about Yote is they did a much better job of Swiss is the cheese with holes, not American. Okay, I'm sorry. Made a mistake there. So Ghost of Yote did a really good job with trying to break the cycle of revenge in like a storyline. Because like that was the purpose of the storyline in The Last of Us 2, and The Last of Us 2 was about breaking the cycle of revenge, but it was executed so badly in the Last of Us 2, like so badly. But in Ghost of Yote, they wrote like the revenge storyline just so much better than, you know, what you had, like, for example, in The Last of Us 2. And, you know, when she realizes that, you know, revenge is all she basically lives for, and that she's basically putting her friends and family in danger, she ends up finally giving it up. The what podcast, Joe? Yes, I know Minion Dave. Do I like fighting games? Not really, no. I'm not really a fan of them. Yeah, Last of Us 2 was bad. I didn't like it. I mean, anybody who likes it's your opinion, but the gameplay was great in The Last of Us, and the graphics were good, don't get me wrong, but the story was not well done. They're just going to keep expanding. Netflix is a growing company. You do like Fight Night Champion, though? Well, Fight Night Champion was different. Fight Night Champion was boxing, and I guess Fight Night Champion was a crime storyline. That's what I liked about it. I typically like games that have, like, crime games. And so it was a crime storyline where there was, like, this corrupt boxing promoter, and there was, like, corrupt cops. And then there was, like, the part in prison where you have to, like, fight a bunch of neo-Nazis in prison. So, it was, Fight Night Champion was a game with a crime storyline. It was, like, a boxing game with, like, sports, sure, but it had, like, an actual storyline filled with, like, crime and gangsters and, like, bad people in it, too. So, that's what I liked about that game. Darius map? You mean the one on World at War, Minion Dave? Remind me again how you stop Black Ops 7 from happening. Save Mason. Don't kill Menendez. Save Chloe. Kill Harper. Yeah, that's you stop Black Ops 7 from happening. It's kind of crazy how the games are 13 years apart, and Black Ops 7 is just so... Black Ops 2 is so much better than Black Ops 7. It's crazy. Really crazy. And the thing about Black Ops 7 is that in Black Ops 7, the graphics are actually really good. They are. I don't really have any problem with the graphics in that game. But it just goes to show you that a game, even if it has good graphics, if its gameplay and story is bad, it's going to suck. Oh yeah, and you also have to get China as an ally of America. Yeah, that part I know. Your reactions are so funny. Thank you, Unknown. No, I haven't, Pep. Oh yeah, I agree with you, Raccoon. Listen, Black Ops 7 should have been a sequel to Black Ops 6 directly. That's what it should be. Because I know it's the next game, but Black Ops 7 is not a sequel to Black Ops 6. It's a sequel to Black Ops 2. That's what it is. It's right after, 10 years after Black Ops 2. That's what it's a sequel to. So what they should have done is they should have done the next game like Black Ops 7. It should have been in the early 2000s. So like Black Ops 6 was the 90s. The next game should have been the early 2000s. And it should have been like, I know it would have been controversial, but like in the wake of the September 11 attacks, having maybe like a mission where like you go to Afghanistan and you're tracking down like, Al-Qaeda, and like they show you like the US operations against Al-Qaeda at the start, stuff like that. I think that they followed that. They had the Gulf War in the first game in Black Ops 6. So like I think that would have been a much better like storyline, and they could have done it with like Pantheon. Like they could have done like Pantheon still being the villains in like the next, Black Ops game, cuz that's what they were setting it up for. They were setting up Pantheon to be the villains in after Black Ops 6, because there's that, you guys remember that secret cutscene in Black Ops 6? It's like right after the credits where you're trying to find out who the mole was in Pantheon, and they show you who the mole was at the end of the game. It was that guy that was like in the background in the it was the guy in the background with the projector, that guy, and then like you see him on a computer. Like, does anyone know the cutscene I'm talking about? Like you see that guy typing on the computer at the very end. And so, like, you assume that, like, Pantheon are going to be the villains in the next game again, but instead they go, Black Ops, like, Black Ops 7 futuristic. And you know what I don't understand? What I don't understand is, what the hell is the guild's problem in Black Ops 7? That's what I don't understand. Like, what is their problem exactly? Like, what are they trying to do exactly? Like, what is their goal? Like, what do they want to do? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, they just want to, like, drop gas all over the world? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, it's just so poorly explained. Like, you don't even know what the villains are trying to do. Like, you don't even know what their objective are. Like, that's it. At least you knew that in Black Ops 6, Pantheon was this evil, group that was trying to take over the US government. You knew about that. They had a backstory on that. It was like this evil CIA group. The main bad guys in Black Ops 6 were evil CIA agents that were basically trying to control the government. And at least they had a motive. They had, like, a purpose behind them. But in Black Ops 7, they're like, oh, we're going to take the Mafia from Black Ops 6, the Guild, and we're going to turn them into this giant futuristic corporation, and then we're going to bring Menendez back, AI Menendez, for just one mission, and then we're going to, flood the map with gas, make it into a Warzone campaign, and make you constantly hallucinate, bullet sponge bosses. That's basically what they did with Black Ops 6. Or Black Ops 7. Ugh. What a disaster. Spread Cradle off a robot protection profit. It's still stupid, because eventually they would track the Cradle down to Avalon. It would eventually be tracked to them. It's stupid. It's dumb. And like the guild in Black Ops 6 was the Mafia. That's what they were. They were a mafia. They were organized crime. They ran a casino. So, and then they turned him into this giant futuristic corporation in Black Ops 7. It's stupid. Remember the one meme from Roger Clerk? I got some jelly beans. You like jelly beans? I always get giddy when I hear that. Yep. That did turn into a giant meme. But I will tell you, I will tell you my favorite meme is probably the one from Ned Luke. When Ned Luke says, if it ain't hear it from Rockstar, you don't know shit. That was Ned Luke's thing, and that was I think that was the best meme, because whenever I see clickbait, I always just bring that up. If you don't get it from Rockstar, you don't know shit. That was what Ned Luke said. And that was probably my favorite meme regarding an actor, was that one. Yeah, I remember that one, Mr. Boss F the World or whatever. Yeah, that one was funny too. Black Ops 6 was a pretty good campaign. I think it was okay. I think my favorite campaign out of the newer ones was probably Cold War. Cold War, I actually really like Cold War. Cold War I did enjoy the story. I thought it was a good one. Black Ops 6 wasn't a bad story. It was okay. I thought Cold War was a bit better. Oh yeah, all the YouTubers are memeing the Harper boss battle. They're talking about that constantly. Yeah, I know about that. Thank you so much for replying to my comment. One thing I cannot wait is your opinions on the 3 games I mentioned in lore videos on Resident Evil, Uncharted, and The Last of Us. Well, thank you, Base Sanchez. What's your thoughts on Netflix buying Warner Brothers? I'm not surprised by it. Netflix is a giant, company. They're constantly buying, more studios and TV shows.
Dispatch is parfait. We can ship it whenever you like. What shall we create? Yes, get yourself ready or we will be late for the buyers. But do not rush, eh? More speed, less haste, as you say. I tell you something.
Tomorrow will be the final part of Black Ops 7. And then also the first part of Kiwami. But I'm actually really happy to finish Black Ops 7 because I can actually play a good game. I can play Kiwami and not get pissed.
That was the life of a real bouilleur de cru, eh? Well, do what you can. I trust in you. Drive well.
Thoughts on the Last of Us TV show? I've seen some clips of it, the first season. I didn't watch the second season. The first season seemed okay to me. The one thing I did hate is I hated how in not Black Ops, I hated how in The Last of Us, in season 1, I think it was, when Joel finds his brother Tommy, and then they say, oh, we're communists here in this town. Like, we're a communist community. Like, stuff like that. Like, I hated that line. I hated that. I was just, that should have never been put in the show. Like, I thought that was such a bad thing. And, like, you're telling me that a bunch of people in, like, rural Wyoming, like, in a small town in, like, rural Wyoming, are gonna, support communism. You're telling me that. Like, that is, like, rural Wyoming is the least likely place that I would ever think that people would support communism. Like, ever. Like, literally. Like, I cannot imagine anybody in Wyoming supporting communism, so it's like that, it's like... I just thought that line was just so bad. Next week's December 16th, that's my birthday. Oh, hello, happy birthday, Krito? Oh crap, I damaged this shipment a little bit. Oh, hey Lee, Gold, I haven't seen you in some time. How you doing? You are my top YouTuber watch this year. Love your content, just wondering, what do you think are the top 5 worst missions in GTA Online? Oh, let me just deliver this and I'll tell you. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so the top 5 worst missions in GTA Online, well, I'm not going to include Post-Op in that, because Post-Op is gone. I would say the all-time worst mission in GTA Online, like the #1 worst mission in the entire, game, probably, I would say, is that, it's that mission where you have to sell, when you're selling 111 crates, and you get, like, the Titan mission, and you have to fly low, but to avoid cops, but at the same time there's, like, those helicopters that spawn, like the Buzzards, and then there's the Valkyries, and they could actually blow up your shipment really quickly. A lot of people don't think about that mission as being the worst mission in the game, because they don't do it often, because not everybody sells 111 crate warehouses. But I think that's the worst mission in the game, because it is so stressful. It's so stressful. Like, you gotta fly low, you gotta watch out for all the, telephone wires, poles, like the big electrical towers, and you have to watch out for the enemy helicopters that will come after you, and they'll actually blow up your plane. And so if you don't have protection on that mission, you're screwed. And so you could lose all 111 crates like that. So I always thought that mission, like, do you guys agree with me, that Titan mission where you have to avoid, like, the buzzards and stuff like that? I think that's the worst mission in the entire game, because it's just so risky. Because you can just lose all 111 crates like that. Like, it's just the plane gets blown up, it's gone. That's 6 hours of work, gone. Like that. The other missions that I think are really bad, the Lupe CEO mission, the CEO crate mission. Remember that one? That's the mission where she has you go to the trunk of that vehicle, then go underwater, and then you have to blow up like 3 boxes underwater, collect the supplies from that. Then you have to avoid the helicopters there's 2 helicopters keep spawning, and they keep just shooting you even when you're underwater. Then you have to go all the way to the car, pick that up, and drive it. It's just an unnecessarily long mission. It's just a bad one. Another really bad mission I can think of, let me just think of, what would the worst heist mission be? I'm trying to think of the worst heist mission in the game. What do you guys think is the worst heist mission in the game? Like, the worst heist mission. I'm trying to think on that one. Maybe Doomsday, yeah. I got it. The worst heist mission is that it's that one mission in Act 3. It's in Act 3. I forget the name of the mission. Somebody might remember the mission name. But tell me what the name of the mission is, somebody in chat. It's that mission where you have to save ULP. Remember that one? The one where he's in the helicopter. Not the one where he's being held hostage. The one where he's in a little Havoc helicopter, and he's literally like flying like 5 miles per hour on the over the highway, and then the whole mission is like 15 minutes long. It's like 15 minutes. You're just following him, and there's like roadblocks of like Avon's guys, and the Valkyrie helicopters keep spawning, keep blowing up like an infinite amount of helicopters in that mission. That mission's just terrible. It's disgusting. Let me just think. What other missions are terrible in the game? Like some other really bad missions. What else is it? There's a lot of really bad ones. Oh, there's a mission, the Avenger one. The Avenger one is pretty bad too. The Avenger one, but there's another mission where, yeah, the Avenger one I would say is pretty bad. The Volatile, no, I actually didn't think the Volatile mission is that bad. The Avenger was way worse than the Volatile. Yeah, that one was terrible. The Hookies, I already mentioned the Hookies one. It's a Lupe mission. Oh, I got it. There's that one mission for the nightclub where you have to drive the truck all the way like to Paleto Bay. So it's like from the city all the way to Paleto Bay. And then once you get to Paleto Bay, you have to get into a cargo bob and you have to pick up the truck and then drop it on this small barge. And one mistake and your cargo is going to be dropped in the water. And that's it. It's all gone. Anyone know the mission I'm talking about? It's the mission where you have to sell the nightclub cargo, and you drive it all the way to Paleto Bay, and then once you're in Paleto Bay, you gotta take the helicopter and you pick it up and then drop it in the barge. That one's terrible too. Yeah, that one was horrible. Would I ever play Fallout New Vegas? Oh yeah. If you play racing games, what are your favorites? My favorite racing game of all time probably has to be Midnight Club 3, Dub Edition, just because of the nostalgia, because it was such a huge part of my childhood. Thank you, Darren Film Vlogs. And thank you, Adrina. Hello, Professional. I love the lore videos. If you plan on playing more Yakuza games, I would love to see you explain the real-life Yakuza hierarchy role. Yeah, and I'm going to be playing Yakuza Kiwami tomorrow, so we'll get started on that. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you, Adrina. And thank you, Jesus J. What Rockstar should create a DLC... What Rockstar should create DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode, like director mode or new activities to make it more fun after you beat the game? Honestly speaking, I kind of disagree with you, Jesus. I don't think that single player really needs any DLCs, because single player is just fine. Single players has so much content to it, so I think single player is good on that. But what I would like to see is online DLCs, because online does not have enough content as single player. So the only single player DLC that I would support would be an Undead Nightmare. If they did like an Undead Nightmare like storyline, and then Arthur has to stop like Undead Micah and stuff like that, like who's the main antagonist, I think that would be like a good one. But that's about it. I don't really think that the single player really deserves one. I think the online deserves like a mansion DLC, some robbery, stuff like that. I uploaded a short showing a hidden Easter egg in Metal Gear Solid 1, and it's hit 1 million views. Am I famous now? Try to see if you can get monetized on YouTube. I think you need 1,000 subscribers, minimum, but that video will definitely help you grow, and it'll definitely help you get a bunch of subscribers. Damn, why is the horse not... Oh, I think I know that one, Pep. I think I've seen it in the in my recommended. Is it on Crunchyroll? I think I've seen it there. But it's, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. You send a super chat, Pharaoh? Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't see your super chat earlier. From Pharaoh. Hey, Pro, have you heard of the Max Headroom hijack? No, what is that? What's that? It's the first time I'm hearing about this. Check the lumber yard. He's probably in there. Probably where the guy is. No, not here. I know where he is. He's gonna be a little bit north of Blackwater. He's gonna be laying in like a little ditch. I know where he is now. Hold on. He's gonna be like right up here. Yeah, I found him. Here's this ditch. Yep, I knew it. He was here.
Kill him already. I'll wriggle out of this when I do.
Biggest scumbag in Harry Potter? Probably Voldemort. Thoughts on Battlefield Hardline, Pro? I actually really like Battlefield Hardline. I don't know why people hated it so much. I guess it's because it wasn't as much of a war game. But it's a, it's actually a pretty decent game. The best business in Red Dead? Probably the Moonshine, because you can just, buy supplies for it and produce and just sell it off. I think a lore video on the Lost MC would be cool, or any lore video of a motorcycle club, that would be cool. I want to do a video on the Angels of Death, covering them, because not a lot of people know about them as much.
You signed your life away, you know.
I know it isn't always easy, but I'm glad you brought them to face up to things. That there is what the state deems their worth.
Vulcan blows up a Russian research facility, and the boss blows up Vulcan's base and Granite research facility with David Crockett's weapon. That was a, that was based on a real design. I know that nuke launcher from, like, a rocket launcher. It was based on a real design. Yeah, Red Dead is a great game. What's the best state to do bounty hunting, excluding Amberino? Probably the Heartlands, or yeah, probably I would say probably the Heartlands. Be New Hanover. There's so many fields, yeah, probably there. Black Ops 7 story is amazing. I know you're trolling, dude. Yeah, I want to start with the zombie army games and play them one day. Well, just like 47 kills anybody, 47 killed anybody, it would be, it's like he was never there, like a ghost, basically. You have the best stories, thank you. Well, Big Smile Lee deserved it, because Big Smile Lee was the biggest scumbag in Sleeping Dogs. Like, I hated Big Smile Lee. Like, he was such a piece of crap. Okay, let's go to a different place here. Hold on. Let's go to actually Coulter. I haven't been to Coulter in some time. When did Pendrew tell him that Wei was undercover? After the funeral of, Uncle Po.
On that thing, okay? I know you took care of it.
My favorite sniper elite? I think, well, I think 4 had, like, the best maps, but I think that 2 had the best story.
It's so goddamn cold in here.
In your opinion, which character has the best redemption story, Arthur or John? Arthur, because Arthur was more of a scumbag at the start of the game, but he became a much better person overall, and sacrificed himself so that, you know, John could escape.
Fools ain't been paying Flacco his piece. And that ain't a smart thing to do. No, no. They're over at Coulter. Wipe out everything they got. Maybe they don't disrespect again. Quick. Stay warm.
Yeah, the boss was definitely a really well-written character. No, I haven't, Shiny. What I think the plot of Red Dead Redemption 3 could be, I think they might bring Jack back one day. That's what they might do. Oh, Pierston, I mean, you can join this posse right after this. When does Red Dead Redemption Online take place? 1 year before the main story. Can I join? If you have me added, yeah, you can join it. Anyone can. Do I think GTA 6 Online can fail? That's a very good question, and the answer is yes. I will answer you in a little bit more detail in a moment here. Let's just clear this out here. I actually plan on making a video about that, about like my thoughts on what will happen in GTA 6 Online. Do you think Wei could be a great boss of the Water Street Gang? Yeah, I mean, he did his job pretty well as a boss when he was it.
You are surrounded.
Use your eyes, You lost.
Damn. Oh, damn. Oh, thank you, LHWGT. Thank you for the super chat, dude. Thanks, man. Okay, so listen, about GTA 6 Online possibly failing, it can very much happen, but it's not gonna fail in the way that people think it will. GTA 6 Online, here's what I mean by basically fail. And this is what there's a lot of really hardcore like GTA, fanboys out there that don't want to admit that when GTA Online first launched, GTA Online was a failure. It was like, does anybody here remember when GTA Online first launched? Anybody here play it back in 2013? I want to ask, how many people here have played GTA Online in 2013, like on Xbox 360 and PS3? Who here played it right when it came out? See, there's got to be a few people here who played it when it came out in 2013. I did. Okay. Okay, now let me ask everybody here a question. The people, everybody here who played GTA Online when it first launched in 2013, do you think that GTA Online when it first launched in 2013 was a success or a failure? Like, do you think it was a success or a failure? Just write success or failure. Because I think that GTA Online was a failure when it first launched. I do. I don't think that it worked well. I think it was boring. I think it was a bit of a disaster. That's what I basically think it was. It was just a disaster at first. Yeah, so I'm seeing some mixed reactions. Some people are saying it was a success, but I'm seeing a lot of failures also. Listen, GTA Online was a disaster when it first launched for a number of reasons. The first reason is the servers were the worst. Like, when GTA Online first launched, the server was so bad, I had my character deleted multiple times. There was one time where I played all day, and back then you could only make like $2,000, $4,000 per mission. So like they increased the payouts by a lot over the years, but you didn't get a lot of money, and so I grinded all day doing non-stop contact missions, and then I finally had enough for an apartment. I finally bought my apartment. I reached rank 18. I logged in the next day. My character was deleted because of the terrible servers, and I had to do all of that again. So it was the servers were overloaded. So when GTA 6 comes out, I guarantee you that crap is going to happen again. The servers are going to be disaster. When the game first launches, it is going to be disaster with the servers. It's going to be terrible. It is going to be really, really, really bad with the servers when it launches. Now, the other thing is, GTA Online did not become the game that it is today until 2015. It was not until March of 2015 with the heist update. So the heist came out, and with the heist, you had Lester's Fleeca job, the Pacific Standard Prison Break, Humane Lab Series A. You had those heists. When those heists came out, and that was like the largest. That was the first major GTA Online DLC, because before that we had terrible DLCs. Like we had Beach Bum DLC, which was just sucked. So we had like not fun DLCs. Like 2014 DLCs weren't good. They just weren't. When GTA 5 came out on PS4 and Xbox One, they added better graphics, and they added first person mode. And first person mode got a lot of people excited for the game. So a lot of them came back to it. But GTA Online did not become a success officially until 2015. So in 2015, they included the heists. It took off. It attracted a lot of people to it. They added more cars, more stuff to buy, and then you had like the lowriders update. They added lowriders, more stuff to buy, and then they eventually added well, what did they add in it was lowriders, and I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, yachts at the end of December 2015. It was yachts. So it was yachts. Like yachts came out 10 years ago. Wow, that's it's crazy. 10 years have passed. But yeah, they added the yachts, and then eventually in spring of 2016. What was it that they added? They added the CEO crate update, which was the first business. It was like the first business in GT Online was the CEO crates. And then the businesses over time. They added the bikers update in that exact same year with the MC businesses. And then they added import-export. And then the next year they added gun running in 2017. And then they added also they added Doomsday Heist at the very end of the year. Doomsday Heist, which was a large heist. And then what did they do? In 2018, they had Nightclub. So basically, they were just adding more stuff over time, more businesses, more properties. So GT Online did not become the game it is today until numerous updates. It was numerous updates that basically, who's this, a random player here? But GT Online did not become the game it is today that we know it until all of the updates, all the businesses and all the properties. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about GT Online. It became the game it is over time. And do you guys think that GTA 6 Online is going to have all this stuff? Like, do you guys think that GTA 6 Online is going to have these heists, these mansions, all these businesses? Do you think that it's really going to have all this stuff at launch, all these air vehicles, all this stuff? I don't think so. It's going to have some vehicles, sure. But I don't think it's going to have all this crap at launch. I don't think so. Hey, Pro, are you going to play the PS4 version of Yakuza Kiwami or the new PS5's 20th version? The new PS5's 20th version. That's what I'll play. Fair kill. Will I stream DMZ? I'm considering playing it one day. I do like playing it a lot in my free time, but I haven't ever done really a stream on it, so no, I haven't done that before, but... god damn. I couldn't even get on my horse, and I keep getting headshotted here. What's the most cringe part of, Black Ops 7? The Harper boss. Yeah, the Harper boss, I would say. Oh, come on. My horse. What is my horse doing right now? Yeah, I do want to do Fallout 76 streams, and I do want to do them more frequently, yes, you're right. I'm gonna do another Fallout 76 stream, I will. I will come back to it and I'll do another one. What? What the hell was that? I got a red hit marker. It was a red hit marker that I hit him, and then it just... Yeah, whatever, screw it. I don't know. Did you guys see the red hit marker that I got? I thought I killed him. I thought I did, but... Whatever. Terrible here. I don't know, Shiny Knight. That I don't know. It's not enough. I'm gonna get spawned in these places where I'm gonna keep getting sniped now. I know how this goes. Can you do a setup tour? Honestly, though, dude, my setup isn't anything impressive. Damn. I hate this. I keep getting spawned in these terrible locations. My horse is like a million miles away, and then this guy keeps running up and headshotting me. This just sucks. Okay, this is getting ridiculous right now. There is no way this guy is a level. What the? He's cheating. Okay, yep. He's cheating. He's cheating. He is. That's why we couldn't kill him. When I got that red hit marker, he's cheating. What a loser. My god. What a loser. Seriously, what a loser. And for people wondering how he's doing that, I'm playing on PlayStation, so it's not like he's modding. What he's doing is he's doing some kind of glitch that basically gives him god mode. My god, what a loser. Seriously, what a loser. Who plays the game like this? Like, he specifically gets a bounty and then tries to get people to go after him, and then he does his god mode glitches. What a loser. Seriously. And I will say about this is, the worst part about this, you guys know what the worst part about this is? The worst part about this isn't even the fact that he's cheating. The worst part about this is that he actually thinks he's good at the game. That's the worst part about this. He actually thinks this takes skill. He actually thinks he's good at the game. That's the worst part about this. My god, what a loser. Seriously, that crap. I knew there was something wrong. Like, when I got that red hit marker, like that red X, because you get that red X when you kill somebody. And then you guys saw the amount of explosive shots I put into him. That was just... that crap. I can't believe that some people honestly play like this. Yeah, see, like, I'm using explosive rounds. I mean, just look at this. Oh, man. If this even does anything. Okay, let me get away from this guy, because before this guy, Rockstar don't care. Probably not, but at least it's worth some try. You know, at least it's better than nothing, right? By the way, everybody here in my posse, put a report on him. Everybody in the posse. Put a report on him, and put it for God mode cheating specifically. That is, what's that? I'm gonna... Gotta get back to my, Maybe, what, you didn't like the ending, Blinded Eagle? I thought Red Dead's economy was broken. This is just money that I've grinded over time, dude. Yeah, just parlay the loser. Yeah, just parlay him. I don't think Rockstar's gonna go out of business, though. Now he's killing other random people. See this? He can't kill us anymore because of the parlay. He's going after other people in the lobby. He's watching your stream. I don't know if he is, but I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save this as a clip. I might make a video, like I might add this part into like a if I ever come back to Red Dead Online, like doing a series, like a video like explaining like the good and bad things about Red Dead Online, that I might include, you know, that footage right there, God Mode Griefer, in like for the bad stuff. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get you all away from that Griefer. I'm gonna fast travel everyone to the Moonshine Shack. Hey, Pro, would you ever do a lore video about the gangs of GTA 4 and 5, like their territories and rackets and all that? Yeah. But what I want to do, Michael, is I don't want to just do a video talking about their territories and their rackets. Like, I want to do a deep breakdown on the gangs, explaining how these gangs operate, their leadership, where their money primarily comes from, how they deal with police, you know, stuff like that. And do you know what the first gang I want to do a video breaking down is? The first gang I want to break down is the Los Santos crime crack empire, that one, because a lot of people don't understand how that gang fully works. But I want to like break that one down and explain it completely.
So, what shall we create? Very well, but this could be cheaper. This will be a little out of the ordinary, yes? Jésus, Marie, Joseph.
But thank you, Michael, for that super chat. Thank you, dude. I should probably get my character a jacket, too. Fully upgraded mansion? Probably closer to 30 million. Yeah, Loco Syndicate, but Loco Syndicate was a different gang. Any upcoming lore videos? My next one will be about Zero in GTA San Andreas. Hold on one second here. Yeah, we got Zero in GTA San Andreas. Okay. Parallels of organizations of Yakuza Mafia. I will have the Hitman Elusive target this month. I just don't know when, but I'll have it this month for you guys. Significant. And thank you, Adrina. The Yakuza and the Mafia, for example, they both act like families. They both act like, oh, you know, we're in this together. We, you know, care about each other. But in reality, they're just all parasites, and they don't even care about each other. They will screw each other over, betray each other the first second that they get the chance to. If I had to choose a game to suffer through, would it be Cringe Row or Black Ops 7? Black Ops 7, because it's only 4 hours. That's the thing I'll say about it. Why make a video about Zero? He's not an interesting character. It'll be showing some things that wasn't really discussed earlier, like I think his backstory and some stuff that wasn't really fully covered about him. Hey, you do a lore video on Crash? I've covered Big Smoke, and in that video I covered Crash a little bit, but no, not detailing Crash exactly. Am I gonna play Ghost of Tsushima again? One day, I'll come back to it and I'll do a video on it. I'm not gonna fall for that. I don't know if it's the same bounty person again, so no. But yeah. It's I'll come back to it and I'll do it one day again. The only way to bring back the Black Ops series back from the dead is to do a conspiracy story on 9/11 or Pantheon or... Well, no, I don't think they're going to do it like that. That would just be way too controversial. But I think they could do something with, like, Pantheon again, but, like, something that, well, something with Pantheon, but it's going to be, something in the early 2000s, Ghost Studio Comics. Thank you for the super chat. No, I don't think Dwayne took the club back. He was just, there. Do you use an Elgato to go live and record? No, not the Elgato specifically. Ed Lopez. It's an old capture card that I've had for a very long time. It's worked out very well for me, and I'm honestly scared to try a new capture card because I've had this one for so long and it's worked perfectly for me. Someone started this mission up here. I would like to see, you know, in Modern Warfare 4 next year. That's what I would like to see. It's that specifically. Going back to it. Do you think Red Dead Online is worth playing as a solo player? Not really. The game is the strongest when you play as a team, as a posse. I could do a video showing all my outfits one day. That would be a fun video to make. I could picture myself doing that. I know a lot of stuff about Triads. If you do a lore video on it, I'll be glad to help. Thank you, TK. I do want to do a lore video on why Pendrew betrayed Wei one day. I want to do that one day too. I don't know. Games just don't have as much soul today as they did in the past. Favorite war to read about in history? Probably the French Revolutionary Wars, because of just how France was outnumbered so badly in the French Revolutionary Wars by Spain, Spain, Prussia, Austria, Britain, and despite France going to war with just so many countries, and also the Holy Roman Empire, they destroyed everyone that they went to war with in the early French Revolutionary Wars. Who's more evil, Richie, Ralph, or Phil Leotardo? Probably Ralph, because Ralph killed a pregnant woman in The Sopranos. Don't you remember that? That's... I actually heard about that, DJ. It's horrible, and hopefully all the people involved in that get prosecuted for it. It's just horrible. The funniest scene in The Sopranos? Probably the varsity athlete. The varsity athlete scene at dinner. Sunday dinner. Oh, you guys killed him? Okay. I think that the Mark II did have a huge influence on ruining GTA Online. I would agree with you on that. I think it did play a huge role, and I think it really did damage GTA Online a lot. No snow here in the desert? I just realized it. Yeah, there's no snow here. Yeah, I know, there's a lot of censorship. I mean, just look at Saints Row Reboot. Saints Row Reboot is a perfect example of censorship. Look at it's just stupid what they did. How much money have I earned through the CEO warehouses? Oh, a few $100 million. I made a lot of money through those warehouses over the years. Nino San Angelo's evil. Oh yeah, San Angelo, that guy was scary in Mafia 3. Why did Tony cheat on Carmela so much? Because Tony's a scumbag. Do you think Henry deserved to be killed in Mafia for being a rat? I think the Triads handled the situation really badly. Because the Triads wanted to make it public and send a message. But literally, all that did was that created more heat and got the feds more involved in them, because now a government informant got butchered publicly in a park in the middle of downtown. So the Triads just made the situation worse. The Triads should have informed Vito and Joe that Henry was an informant, because Vito and Joe are victims as well. But did Henry deserve it? Yeah, he kind of did. He kind of brought it on himself. Kind of stupid. I know some people might not like me saying that, but Henry kind of brought this on himself. You know, he decided to go into business with the Triads and literally gave the government a bunch of information on them. Like, what did he think was going to happen? It's like, you know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's about it. It's like the Triads are not going to forgive something like that. So, that's all I'll say about that. Speaking of which, that Henry lore video that I put out, I think we've gotten to, let me just see here. Hold on. What is going on? Wait, what the? Dude, what? Who the hell are you? Okay. I was gonna check the Henry lore video, but then that guy came out of nowhere. Henry lore video is at 101,000 views. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys, for the support. At 101,000 views. That means a lot to me. Hopefully the mansion security are good, yeah. Hopefully they are. Ooh. Where is that guy's body? Hey, he's got a blade, Gonzalez, yeah. I like how he says blade instead of chainsaw. Yeah, I gonna do a channel update soon, Blinded Eagle. I just have to figure out exactly, what I'm gonna do in that video, but... Yeah. Parlay. What's the worst moment of Black Ops 7 so far? The Harper boss. Yeah, the Harper boss. Tony's a massive hypocrite. That's the point. But, you know what I think? You know, out of all the things that Tony did in The Sopranos, like, he did a lot of really bad things. But, you know what I would say is probably the number one thing that pissed me off that he did? Probably, like, the thing I hated the most? Is, the thing I would say that, that pissed me off, what Tony did, is when Tony borrowed $200,000 from Hesh. And then it's, when Tony was, did not want to pay Hesh back, and he was basically late on his payments constantly. And then what he did was he tried to insult Hesh. Basically, he like, insulted Hesh, and he tried to make Hesh seem like a bad person for asking for his own money back. Like, Hesh was your friend, and, like, he loaned you money, and, like, you know, you're supposed to pay him back on time. But, like, and the whole point of the whole point of that Hesh, like, thing, it was basically to show you how parasitic Tony was. That was basically the whole purpose of that thing. It was to basically show you that Tony alienates everybody around him, even people that are generally friendly to him. And Hesh never really had a problem with Tony up until that point. So that's why I say the rent. I remember that line too. He shouldn't have said that. It's just really insulting. It's really rude and nasty. And then also when Hesh's girlfriend died, and then, like, Tony was just, like, completely unsympathetic to that, and then, like, came over and he's like, oh, here's your money. Like, you know, that was just cold. That was just really bad. So that's what I'll say about Tony, is that remember how many times whenever somebody owed Tony money, whenever anybody, like, remember what Tony did to Davey, like, Tony destroyed Davey's life. And to be fair, part of it is Davey's fault also, because Davey had a gambling addiction, so he did choose to go into it, but Tony clearly took advantage of him. Oh, I gotta charge my controller here, but Tony took advantage of Davey. So Davey had a gambling problem. Tony clearly took advantage of him. He knew what he was doing, and ruined Davey's life. And then when Davey couldn't make the payments, he basically had him foreclosed on his store, made him go into bankruptcy, running this credit card scam from his sports store. But then at the same time is when Hesh wanted his money, he acted like he was a bad person for asking for his money back. So everybody has to pay Tony back on time, but Tony doesn't have to pay them back on time. That's what I'll say about Tony. That's what I hated the most about him. Here. Okay. And when you really think about it, Tony really had no friends at the end of The Sopranos. He really didn't. Like, there was nobody that was really his friend. Nobody. I mean, maybe Artie, but you know, that's like Tony really had no friends. That's what I'll say about that. Paulie, no. Paulie was not Tony's friend. No, definitely not. You remember, like, you know, Paulie was, like, pissed at Tony. And remember what Paulie did with the Johnny Sack thing? Remember what he did with that? Davy's son is angry at Meadow after Davy took his car and gave it to Tony. Yeah, but that wasn't even Meadow's fault. That was Tony's fault. And it was also Davy's fault. I got a question. Do you think Generation Zero is better than Red Dead Redemption 2 Online because it has more updates? I think it does. I don't think you can really compare them. They're very different games, but when it comes to survival games, Generation Zero is definitely up there. It's one of, you know, the best survival games out there. Sylvia ends up in a coma. Yes, he does. I wonder if Sylvia ever pulled through. We never find that out. It was left, you know, unknown. What do you think Valerie did after he escaped Chris and Polly? Well, that was kind of explained. We kind of know what happened. I think it was the Chase explained, the director of The Sopranos. I think it was him or one of the producers for The Sopranos explained what happened like a number of years ago. But what basically happened was Valerie survived in the forest. That Russian guy, the former Russian special forces guy that they shot in the forest. He survived. He stole Polly's car. That's why, you know, Polly's car was not there, and he drove off with Polly's car. Now, what happened is Valerie drove back to Slava, and Slava realized what happened. And what Slava did was he had sent Valerie back to Russia. So Valerie survived. And Polly sent him, Slava sent him back to Russia. And the reason he sent him back to Russia is because Slava was making money with Tony, and he did not want this to ruin the relationship. And so basically he just thought, I gotta send this guy also back to Russia. He probably figured that Valerie had an anger problem, and so that's basically the backstory. That's what happened with Valerie. He went back to Slava, and Slava just sent him back to Russia. That's the backstory on that.
Time to give me a ride? You will? See, I knew you had a kind face. Okay, so I killed that horse myself. We gotta...
Well, yeah, you don't have a face anymore. Maybe I have a kind face, but you don't have a face anymore. Do you think I'm making any Manhunt videos? I want to make a video on, like, a Manhunt 3, like, concept. That's what I want to do. Like, an idea for Manhunt 3 I have. Oh yeah, a lot of NPCs do that, Minion Dave. Okay. Okay, General, I can help you with that. What he did to Vito's family, sending his son to that school where Vito Jr. would be abused. Yeah, and then he also wouldn't give Vito's wife any money to basically help her, you know, move to Maine. I remember that part too. That was disgusting what he did. Oh yeah, Tony did get that cop demoted, but I will tell you, that cop on The Sopranos is probably like one of the most underrated characters in the show. Like one of the most underrated people. That cop is such an honest guy. Like, he's like, because The Sopranos has, like, so many scumbags in it. There are so many scumbags in that show, whether they're, mobsters or not. There's so many bad people in that show. But that cop is one of, the most good-hearted people in the entire show. Like, he was a very honest cop, refuses to take a bribe, follows the law very clearly. He was clearly a good guy. So that was about that. And then, he got demoted also for being honest. So I felt so bad for that guy. The other guy that I remember, the other good guy in The Sopranos, the World War II veteran. You remember that guy? He was like, his son was doing business with Tony, but he didn't know about what his son was doing. And he's like that guy that offered Tony the coke, remember, when he walked into his house? And then they were talking about, like, old stories, and he talked about his picture in World War II. Yeah, the old guy, he dies right after. Like, Tony sees him, and then a couple days later, he dies right after. That World War II veteran. He was a really good guy also. So, like, there are a few characters in the show that are, like, honest, good people, but there are, like, a lot of really bad scumbags in that show, too. Yeah, I do try to keep the horse's cores up, Emily. Would the Manhunt 3 concept return to Carcer City, or Cottonmouth, or Bulworth, maybe? No, neither one. So, Artie was a good guy. Artie was a half and half guy. At times he was a good guy, but at times he was a scumbag, but he was nowhere near as scummy as some of the other characters on the show. So that's what I'll say. But, like, he did some bad things, but Artie never, like, crossed the line. So, like, he never crossed the line of, like, being a full, mobster like that. Like, he wasn't even a mobster, but he, like, never really crossed that line. That's what I'll say about him. But there is one thing I never understood about The Sopranos. That French guy that Artie went into business with. Do you guys remember the episode that I'm talking about? Like, there was that French guy that was telling him about, like, some wine they were gonna make, or some alcohol, and they were, like, gonna make a bunch of money. That guy, was, like, the whole thing wasn't real, was it? It was, like, a scam, right? Like, he was scamming Artie. It was because I don't think they ever explained whether he was a scammer or not. I think he was a scammer, wasn't he? Like, he scammed Artie. Like, he lied about the whole thing, about the alcohol, right? I don't think that was real. I think it was a scam. It was like the French guy, like, when, and then Artie tried to kill himself. He tried to, like, take pills because he borrowed a bunch of money from Tony. Oh yeah, I don't not care about scores at all. Zero. Let the guy embarrass himself. I don't even care about that scorecard garbage. He's trying to play GTA Online in a game that's not GTA Online. But, so anyways, guys, about my concept for Manhunt 3, I have a really cool idea for a Manhunt 3 storyline, like a really cool concept for it. And like I thought about it all in my head, but my idea for Manhunt 3 would be it would take place in Alaska. That's where it would be. Because like when you think of like a horror games, like games where you're fighting like people like a Manhunt type game, you don't really think about a game like a place like Alaska. But when you really think about it, like, wouldn't Alaska be a perfect setting for a Manhunt game? Like when you think about it, I think it would. Like especially at night with the Northern Lights and all this stuff. I think it would be a great place to have a Manhunt game. And what the story could be, the main character could be like an Alaska native, so like an American Alaskan Inuit. Like I think so a Native American Alaskan could be the main character in the game. But the gangs that I was thinking of in the game the gangs would, and this storyline would be somewhere, it wouldn't be in a city, it wouldn't be like in Anchorage or Fairbanks, it would be like somewhere in the countryside in Alaska, like in the woods. But the gangs for this Manhunt 3 concept would be like, one gang would be like a Native American gang. It would be like an Inuit gang, and they would be wearing like those old school, like, fur, hoods, like, the ones that the Eskimos used to wear, like, the big, fur, coats and hoods, and it would be basically like a hunting gang, like a, a gang of hunters and stuff like that. So, like, they would be pretty scary. And then, like, you could have another gang, which would be like a racist, like, biker gang, maybe like a neo-Nazi biker gang, like something like you had in the, because in Manhunt 1 and 2, you both had like a racist gang. You had like the neo-Nazis in the first game, and then in the second game you had like the neo-Confederate, KKK gang, and so like in Manhunt 3 they could have like a racist biker gang. Like in Alaska you definitely see like biker gangs, so I think they could do that. So like have like a Native American gang, have a racist biker gang. The other gang they could create like a gang of like serial killers, like some really unstable guys, like maybe like some guys that like are wearing like coats but are wearing like hockey masks, so kind of something like the Smileys, but these guys are like, very unstable people. Maybe like there was like a local asylum or something like that and they all got out of it. And then the other gang that I was thinking of, they could add like a survivalist gang, and the survivalist gang would be something like the militia that you saw like in the first game. It would be like a bunch of like doomsday preppers and stuff like that, like people like that build those bunkers and stuff like that. You could have like a gang like that in Alaska. So like this militia gang of all this tactical gear. But then the final gang, that would be like the final boss gang, like the last gang that you would fight. Like, how you had Cerberus in the first game? The most elite gang in the game wouldn't even be an American gang. I would put it as Russian Special Forces or Russian mercenaries. Maybe instead of Russian Special Forces, we'll put it mercenaries. So like make it like a Russian mercenary group, and like the Russian mercenary group, I would imagine they would all wear all black, have like, night vision goggles, thermal goggles, stuff like that, like have like Cerberus stuff basically. So like having like some Russian mercenary group. I don't know why. I don't know what they would be doing in Alaska. That I don't know, but I think they would be like the perfect final antagonist to like have in that. So that's what I'll say about that. I mean, do you guys like that? My idea for like the gangs and like the story? I don't know what the story would be, but that would basically be my idea for like a Manhunt 3 concept. It'd be in Alaska with those gangs. Spec Ops The Line I'll be doing in springtime, Mr. Hopkins. Wish me good luck on trying to 100% GTA 4. Thank you, Axel. Thank you for the, thank you for the super chat, dude. I hope you, you hit it. GTA 4 was a fun game that I did, 100% on. What about Manhunt 3 in Tijuana? The thing is, if a Manhunt game took place in Mexico, I think you would be kind of limited on the gangs that you could do. Like, maybe you could do like a simple street gang and then like the cartel, but it would be all mainly cartels that you would be fighting against. Where I think if you did it in Alaska, I think you could really, make a lot of diverse different gangs out there that you could create. So that's what I'll say. What about the Vietnamese gang in Manhunt 3? Well, in a place like Alaska, you probably wouldn't have like a Vietnamese gang. So it would be like it would be like my gangs again, the Inuit gangs. It would be like the Inuit Native American gang, like a gang like that. They wear like, those old school Inuit, like, fur coats, and they're like hunters. They're wearing like they're using like harpoon guns, for example, like would be like their weapons. You would have like, the racist biker gang. And then you would have like the crazy serial killer gang, and then you would have like the doomsday preppers as like one gang, and then you would have the Russian mercenaries as another gang. Like I have like the whole idea for like these gangs. Why did Karen return to the IAA in GTA 5? Never really was explained, Adrena. And thank you, Zay, for the super chat. I can't understand what little Jacob is saying. When I was little, I didn't really understand. Like, I was 13 when GTA 4 first came out. I didn't fully understand little Jacob, but over the years playing the game, I fully understand him. So I 100% I understand everything that he's saying now. The Russian mercenaries could be like a mix of Coney and Bear PMC from Escape from Tarkov. Yeah. And I mean the Coney group in Modern Warfare, the Russian mercenary group, it's a based on the Wagner group, the Wagner group. That's what it's based on. Pearl, I really want to know your thoughts about something. Do you think when or if Red Dead 3 comes out, do you think they will prioritize GTA 6 online and abandon Red Dead Redemption 3 online if they release it? That's a really good question, Sebi. The thing about Red Dead Redemption 3 is Red Dead Redemption 3 is not going to come out probably for another 10 years. That's at least what I think. I think that the next decade, they're going to just focus on GTA 6. I don't think we're even going to see any other games from Rockstar in the next decade. The Max Payne remakes don't count because that's not being made by them. So I don't think that we're really going to see any kind of game from Rockstar in the next 10 years. But when Red Dead Redemption 3 comes out, whenever that does, are they going to abandon it in favor of GTA 6? It's possible. I think this time they'll probably try to make a little bit more content for it because Red Dead Redemption 3 will sell and make them a ton of money, but it's not going to be updated as nearly as much as GTA 6. But you know one thing I will tell you guys, one thing that has me a bit worried about this happening. One thing that has me worried. It's not even with GTA and Red Dead, but it's also Hell Let Loose. Does anybody here play Hell Let Loose? Does anybody here play that game? But basically, Hell Let Loose is a World War II game. It's on, consoles and on PC, but it's a very realistic World War II game. It's the most realistic World War II game on console out there is Hell Let Loose. But anyways, about Hell Let Loose. I play Hell Let Loose a lot, and what's happening is next year the developer is releasing Hell Let Loose Vietnam. And a lot of fans are really concerned with that. The reason that a lot of fans are really concerned with that, it's not that they hate Hell Let Loose Vietnam, but when Hell Let Loose Vietnam comes out, that game is going to be so much more fast-paced than Hell Let Loose. Because Hell Let Loose is World War II. And in that game, most soldiers have bolt-action rifles. It's not like, everybody has a semi-automatic rifle like you see in most World War II games. Most people have bolt-action rifles in Hell Let Loose. That's how, because it's realistic. So it's like slower combat. And when they go to the Vietnam War, everybody has automatic weapons in the Vietnam War. And so they're going. It's going to be just way more fast-paced than Hell Let Loose. But the developers promised, and they said, we're going to still update Hell Let Loose World War II. We're still going to make content for, Hell Let Loose World War II when Hell Let Loose Vietnam comes out. And a lot of Hell Let Loose players, including myself, are worried that it's all talk, and they're just going to abandon Hell Let Loose World War II when Hell Let Loose Vietnam comes out. That's at least what I think. I think that it's going to be they're going to abandon it. Because I want content still made for Hell Let Loose World War II. I don't want it just to be ignored in favor of Hell Let Loose Vietnam. I had to go, Pro. Thanks for letting me join. It was fun. No problem, Venge. I'll see you, dude. Did I answer your question there, Sebi, also? Look, dude, I don't know why you're griefing. I'm not even a PvP person. I'm just here to do missions and, help people with their businesses. I don't do PvP. So it's... Hey, Pro, this question is kind of out of the blue. But which Metal Gear Solid game was your favorite? Those playthroughs were amazing. Also, any horror you planning to play? I don't have any horror games at the moment I'm planning on playing. But my favorite Metal Gear Solid game, probably the first game. The first game is the nostalgia of it, the soundtrack, and also the Alaska setting. Not a lot of games take place in Alaska, which that's what I really like about it. So I'll say probably the first game. Yeah, the first game generally. Thank you, John Doe, for the super chat. It'd be the first game that I like the most. Why do you like Alaska so much? The nature that it's like it's a state that's probably been hasn't been as explored as other places. It's very large. It's massive. It's just interesting. I like winters also, so interested. And I'm gonna visit in May. Will you do a Christmas stream and play GTA Online? Yeah, we're gonna do a Christmas stream. We'll probably play or Christmas Eve. I never do on Christmas. I do on Christmas Eve. But we'll do a GTA Online stream on Christmas Eve, and we'll also do a charity stream. So we'll do charity. I do a charity stream every Christmas Eve. I just don't know what charity I'm doing yet. I'll figure it out though. I got like 3 weeks to figure it out. But I'll figure out what charity we're doing for the Christmas Eve stream. And for anybody who's never been at one of my charity streams, when I do my charity streams, I always donate hundreds of my own dollars live. So it's not that I ask people to donate and I don't donate myself. I always donate live, and you see me donating live during the streams. But all the charities that I choose, it's all, reliable, and it's directly for YouTube. So the YouTuber does not get any of that money. It goes straight directly to the charity. I ruined GTA Online for everyone else in the close app glitch? What the hell? It's just... So, let me get this straight. You're trying to blow up people's cargo, and you're saying that that I'm ruining the game because I'm telling people to close their app to prevent their cargo from being destroyed? That's... You can't make this up. You can't. That's, Block the troll? No, I don't block people. I believe in freedom of speech. So I don't, even if people are insulting me, they're talking crap to me, I don't block them. So, no, I don't do that. Well, let's go to Valentine. No, I do appreciate the donations, I do. Even if it's insulting me, I do appreciate the donations. Morning from South Africa. Oh, hello, Wandil. How are you, dude? Let's do some, I do like Tulsa King. Why don't you like it? Yeah, I played that game a long time ago, Red Orchestra 2. It was a good one, too. I'm looking forward to your Black Ops 7 review. Thank you, Ace of Spades. Ace of Spade. What currency is that? R200? What currency is that? R$2, yeah, R$2. So what currency is R? I don't know if I've seen that one before. Do you have the new Black Ops? I do, and it's a disaster. Was there a way the Warsaw Uprising could have succeeded? If so, how? Oh, yeah. The Warsaw Uprising could have succeeded if the Soviets had allowed the Americans and the British to actually use their airfields. Because the Soviets had airfields that were not far from Warsaw that they controlled, and the Americans could resupply there and drop supplies, weapons and food and medicine for the Polish resistance, but the Soviets didn't let them. because they wanted the uprising to fail, because a lot of the people that were fighting against the Nazis in the Warsaw Uprising, a lot of them were anti-communists, and this would ruin Stalin's plan for, putting communism into Poland. And so basically he let the Nazis kill off all the people in Warsaw. That's, essentially what Stalin did. He let those people die. Now, it's really horrible. A lot of people don't know that the Soviets just abandoned the Poles that were fighting against the Nazis in the Warsaw Uprising and left them all to die. And then the Soviets came in and they killed anybody else that was part of the Polish resistance. Hey Pro, for the Alaska game, have you considered using a fisherman gang? They could be abducting people to use for bait, as an example. Well, thank you, Trav, for the super chat. Well, the hunting gang, like I said, would probably be the Native American Inuit gang. That, like, they would be wearing, like, those traditional, like, fur coats that they wear, like, the big, I don't know what those things are called, like, the big hood with the fur on the sides of it. And because they would be having things like a harpoon gun, for example. They would be carrying those. So that would be that gang, Trav. Have you ever watched my playthrough of 63 Days, by the way, Kenny? I did a playthrough of 63 Days a year ago. Is the Red Dead Redemption Online poker the same as Red Dead 1? Yeah, it is pretty much the same. Teach me. How it basically works is everybody gets 2 cards on each, and there's 5 community cards. At the start, 3 cards get put down, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to basically match the cards. And it's based on luck and skill. It's trying to see if you put in a bid. If you bid more money, people either fold, they accept whatever they've bid, and they're not going to bid anymore. They've lost, or they'll bid to match it. So, like, these are, like, for example, like the best hands that you can have. Typically, people in poker win most of the time on pairs. That's what they win. Pairs are like the most common wins. Would you recommend a new player play Red Dead 1 or 2 first? I'd say play Red Dead 2 first. Play Red Dead 2 first because Red Dead 1 will feel much more emotional to you if you play Red Dead 2 first. Close app is a game-breaking money glitch? No. I wouldn't say that, because it's your money that you've had in the game. And it's not like you're gaining any money from it. And actually, when you close your app, you're actually losing money. You lose 10% of whatever product that you had in there. So you lose that money. So, Rockstar put that in there. But, yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's a money glitch, because you're not making any money from it. You're just protecting the cargo that you have. If you close app, you're actually losing money. You're just protecting whatever cargo that you have extra there from getting completely wiped out. So there are the community cards. So, like, see, I have a 3 and a 7. I might be able to get a flush because I have 3 clubs cards right now. There's a 3, the 9, and the 10. Are you 100% Polish? I just did a DNA test and I found out my ancestors are from Poland on my mom's side. My background is, yes, I am 100% Polish, but I am not 100% Slavic, if that makes sense. Because when people think of people from Poland, you typically think of people that are Slavic, so I'm Polish, but I'm only 50% Slavic. So, my mom, for example, my mom is Polish Slavic, but my dad is a Polish Tatar. So the Tatars, they are, and they're a minority group in Poland, but they've been living in Poland for hundreds of years. They're not Slavs. So that's that's basically my background. So I'm 50% Slavic and I'm 50% Tatar.
Hello, sir?
Okay, so I have a 7. You see that? I have a pair there. But somebody else can have a better hand than me. But I'm going to go in. I'm going to, do max bet here. Let's see. Okay, I beat him. I'm going to win here. Oh, wait, hang on. 2 pair of 10s and... Oh, he has the 9. The 9, I didn't see that. Damn, he has that. No, he was winning. Is Poland an Eastern, Orthodox country? No. Poland is a Roman Catholic country, primarily. Oh, I didn't know about that one, Mark Smith. For 63 days. But 63 days is a great game. But, Kenny, if you get a chance to, if you're interested in the Warsaw Uprising, watch my entire 63 days playthrough, because 63 Days is the most historically accurate game that I've played. Like, it captures the Polish perspective of World War II more accurately than any other video game that I've ever seen. That game is extremely historically accurate. Where you get the jacket, this isn't really a jacket, this is more just like a country shirt. This is specifically here, but this thing, I didn't even buy this shirt online. This shirt, I bought it at a local store. So I bought this shirt in my town in the Midwest. That's basically, I like this shirt a lot, so I bought it. It's the jacket, Sopranos, yeah. I'll listen to any kind of music, even country music. Yes, I'll do the Hitman Slim Shady mission, but probably a little bit later in the month, but we'll do it. 2 and 3 here, nothing good here yet. Well, TM, I don't even want to reply to that. I'm sorry. I appreciate the donation, but that comment is just stupid. Let's see, I'm gonna fold here. Polly, are Polish Tatars Muslim? A huge amount of them are, yes. Like, for example, my father's family. My father's family is mostly Muslim. Yeah, I would say most of them are. My grandmother was Muslim. My dad isn't grew up around the Islamic faith, but my dad doesn't really have any religion on that. Like, my dad believes in God, so he's not like an atheist. But he doesn't really have any religion like that. So, like, he generally believes in God, but he doesn't really follow any kind of religion. My mom is a Catholic. That guy looks like Karl Marx. Yeah, I gotta say, good videos with Dolores from GTA series, Red Dead Redemption. I can't wait for the future with, your GTA 6 content. Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Negative. Thank you for the super chat. King and Queen, these are some pretty good, cards. Thank you, Chain Significant. His insults are only worth £2. That's funny. Well, thank you, dude. Have I been in the gym? Not for some time, or especially traveling around to Vegas and stuff. I haven't. Is capitalism the best option we have? Yes. It's not a perfect system, but it's the best system out there. Irish in your family, or did your parents just like the name? They like the name. I have no Irish blood. Not even one pair. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can trick him. See if I scare him if he folds. Damn, he's not folding. He's going in. I still won. Okay, good. I had better cards anyways. I don't know why he went all in. I think that what I think is the best form of capitalism is Teddy Roosevelt's form of capitalism. If you see Teddy Roosevelt, he was, our president in the over 120 years ago, but Teddy Roosevelt was a very big free market guy. He didn't like the government getting involved in the economy. So largely he kept the government out of the economy. However, though, even though he didn't like the government getting involved in the economy, he would not tolerate large corporations messing with the economy and messing things up. So basically he would break up monopolies where like large corporations would control like all a single sector. He would break up trusts were that companies would basically work together to basically scam the consumer. So he basically went after that. Stuff like that. So he was a free market guy, but he also had no toleration for like, companies that were, doing a lot of this BS that they were doing. So I think Teddy Roosevelt's probably form of capitalism is the best one that's existed. What in your opinion is worse in your opinion, John's or Arthur's, and why? What you mean, the characters? Well, Arthur was always more of a worser person than John was. Oh, you mean death? Worst death? The worst death was John Marston's death, because Arthur at least died peacefully in the good ending, which is most likely the good ending is the canon ending. John's death was just very violent and gruesome, and it just came out of nowhere. So that's what I'll say about that, is John's death was way worse. But, what was it? Yeah, about Teddy Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt is also the reason on why we have health inspectors. So you know how health inspectors can come in randomly into restaurants? We have that because of Teddy Roosevelt. So just whenever you just see health inspectors, make sure to thank Teddy Roosevelt for that. And while I am generally a big free market guy, I do believe in health inspectors, because the thing is, if restaurants did not ever have to go through inspections, there would be a lot of bad stuff that they would do. I'm telling you. People would get sick. They would be very dirty. He cleaned up, like, the meat businesses. So, I think, like, Teddy Roosevelt was such a good president. Like, he was, like, he was an American nationalist. He loved the U.S. He also had broken up these large companies. He created, like, health inspectors, the FDA. He had created, like, the wildlife parks. We didn't get involved in any stupid wars under him. We built the Panama Canal under him also. He accomplished so much as a president. So, that's what I'll say about Teddy. Let's see here. No, I don't. Who's that? COU? The health department came to the store a few months ago, and they docked points just because the paper towels weren't full, even though they were actively filling it. Huh. Well, that's not really a health code violation. It's just that they just didn't have paper towels, but that's... I didn't even know that there was a law on that, but... Did you see that video of that weirdo going into a restaurant and impersonating the health inspector? He insulted the owner and bullied him and recorded him as a prank. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know if he might be facing legal charges, because it is a crime to impersonate a government official. It is. You can't do something like that. Here's what I'll tell you about that. There was two prank videos that I can think of where people where people impersonated government inspectors, but one of them was funny, but the other one was actually bad. And the one that was bad was the health inspector one. The health inspector one that was bad. that was that was just horrible. They went into a restaurant, they were making things up, harassing the owner. It was just, you know, wrong and bad. The one that was funny, it wasn't even that YouTuber. It was a different YouTuber. But what he did was, it was him and his friend. I forget the name of the YouTuber. I saw it like a couple months ago. What they were doing is they were impersonating, like, Doge, like Department of Government Efficiency. They were impersonating those people, like the Department of Government Efficiency, and they went to San Francisco, like City Hall, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna audit this whole place," and yeah, that was that one was actually pretty funny. That no one was really harmed in that one. It was just them just being a bit stupid. But that one was kind of funny. It was a good one. But the health inspector one, that was like a different YouTuber, and that was just wrong. And it was just like harassing an innocent business, and like the scaring them. It was just that one was that one was just bad. I hope the guy gets arrested for that. The person who it's. And I know what was really messed up about that story is the people who owned the restaurant, the owners, they were really nice people, but they didn't understand English that well. And because of that, that guy was able to take advantage of them and like really trick them into letting them into the kitchen and other parts of it. The son, who was, born in the country, he understood English really well, and he uploaded like a video talking about how this YouTuber was like harassing his parents and, did this stuff. But I know that one. That was horrible when that happened. Remember when pranks involved blowing an air horn on golf courses? Yeah, there was the thing I will say is like, I don't know what happened with pranks, because like pranks years ago used to be like funny and they were harmless, like nobody got hurt in them, nobody got offended. But like now these days it's like the pranks are just toxic, they're just stupid, they're dumb. Like you have that Jack Doherty guy, that guy's a fucking idiot. Correct? Excuse my language. It's just that guy's a moron. That's what he is. But like the pranks have just gotten, so bad. They've gotten so toxic. People are actually hurting, getting hurt now because of their pranks. There was like there some of the pranks are like, people would steal people's shopping carts, like stealing people's shopping carts, doing stuff like that, like dropping their chairs, like somebody sitting eating in their chair and then they'll pull their chair and the person will fall out of their chair. They could actually get hurt on that. Like that is that's what I'll say about that, is that these a lot of these pranks these days, they're just really toxic and they're just really dumb. I am calm. What I'm just saying is that a lot of these pranks are very, very toxic. Like these guys do really dumb things. There's there was that one prank that I seen where this idiot, I don't even remember the YouTuber's name, but you know what this idiot did? This idiot went into random stores, right? And he would put a fake fire alarm on the wall. Like, it would stick to the wall. It was like a fake fire alarm. It looked like a real fire alarm, but it was fake. And what he would do is he would put it on, like, the walls in the store, and he would just tell people in the store, I'm going to pull the fire alarm, I'm going to pull the fire alarm. And people would freak out and be like, no, don't pull that, don't do that. And then he would pull it, and what the fire alarm would do is it would just play creepy sex noises throughout the store. That's what it would do, like the fake fire alarm. And I'm like, people think this is funny, people enjoy this stuff. This is stupid. This is just wrong, dumb. You're harassing a business, and this is just, idiotic, crap like this. That's what I'll say about that. It's just stupid. The least toxic prank channel out there is Just for Laughs. You guys ever watch that Canadian channel, Just for Laughs? Like, Just for Laughs is like the least toxic prank channel out there. They've been doing it for 20 years. For 20 years, they've been doing pranks, and they're still going. So, like, they've been doing it for a long time. Like, one of the oldest YouTube channels out there. And they're very friendly in their pranks. They explain to people afterwards that it was a prank, it was a joke. None of the pranks are toxic. None of them are, like, bad. None of them are horrible. They're all friendly. Bro, Jack Doherty's a good man. I think you're trolling. The drive-through headset pranks? No, what is that? Well, Zach, about that is there was a prank that happened, like, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Do you guys remember that case where the prankster got shot? Does anybody remember that case? But basically, there was this guy, this YouTuber, and he was in a shopping mall, And what he did was he was harassing a DoorDash driver. So there was a DoorDash driver that was trying to pick up an order. That was his job. He was making money for that. He picked up a food order. And what the YouTuber did was the YouTuber went in the DoorDash driver's face, and he just kept playing like sex noises from his phone. So he would just have his phone in his face, and he would just keep playing these creepy sex noises constantly. And the DoorDash driver is like, stop. I have to go to work. Get out of my way. And he would just keep getting in front of him. And when you are getting in front of somebody, if you are not letting somebody leave, that is technically a form of detainment. It's technically a form of imprisonment. If you keep jumping in front of somebody and you don't let somebody leave, it's technically a form of imprisonment, technically a form of detainment, because you're restricting people's freedom of movement. You're not letting people move. And so what happened is the DoorDash driver warned the guy, multiple times, like, get out of my way, stop this. And the YouTuber kept jumping in front of him and playing the sex noises on the phone. And you know what the DoorDash driver did? The DoorDash driver took out his gun and shot the guy. That's what happened. Now, the DoorDash driver ended up getting arrested, but all charges were clear. Like, he didn't get charged of anything. I think the one charge he did get is I think he got discharging a gun in the shopping mall. I think that's what he got charged with. I think that one went through. But as for actually shooting the guy, he didn't get charged with. The guy survived, so he didn't die. But then the guy's mother was defending the guy in court, saying, "Oh, my son's doing a harmless prank," and then this horrible guy just shot him. Like, it's on video. You can watch it. Look up a YouTube video, prankster gets shot. It'll come up on YouTube. It's like a viral video. You can see the whole thing when the guy gets shot. But, like, was it right that the guy shot him? Probably not. Maybe it was a bit excessive because it's not like he was being threatened. But what happened is that YouTuber basically caused it. It was his own fault because he jumped in front of a guy constantly, harassing a guy, and eventually somebody's gonna, snap. So it was eventually his fault. It was his fault. He was preventing a guy from going to work, doing his job, getting his money, and just harassing him. And the guy warned him multiple times and, said, get out of my way, stop blocking me. And the guy didn't listen, and that happened. So, no, I'm not saying it was good that he shot him. I'm not defending that. But I'm saying is at the end of the day, it was the prankster who caused it. Because nobody would have gotten shot if the prankster wouldn't have been doing that stupid crap. So that's what I'll say about that. Do you remember the prank where some guy was passed out in the middle of Times Square? That was the most ridiculous one I've heard. What? You gotta tell me about this one. That's my hometown in New York. It's the first time I'm hearing about this. Jack Doherty, what? He went to a hospital in a newborn baby area and said it's hard to believe they're already 18. What? Maybe one day Andrew will play it. Hey, Pro, I just saw that you commented in the soundboard prank call video from Ed Powell. Are you a fan of the soundboard prank calling community? Some of those... So I will be honest with you. Some of those prank call videos are really funny. Like, some of them are. Like, the prank call videos... I mean, they're kind of wrong, I guess, because you're wasting somebody's time. But for the most part, it's not like, anything toxic like some of the other pranks. Like, the prank call videos, some of them are really funny. Like, people use soundboards to prank call people. They're, like, up on YouTube. There's, like, a prankster who, like, uses different, like, video game characters to prank call people. Those are kind of funny. And then there's also, like, the Ed Powell soundboard. For people that don't know, like, Ed Powell was like a police officer that was like 10 years ago. He was recorded. This prankster called him, and then the police officer was basically saying a bunch of like dumb things. Like, and the prankster, what he did was the prankster was trolling this cop, and the cop was getting mad at him. And the prankster, what he did was he recorded that cop's voice and he put it into a soundboard, and then he calls random people up with the police officer's voice. It was it happened like a decade ago, but it was some of them are really funny. Ownage pranks. Oh yeah, isn't that the guy who like calls up scammers? Yeah, Ownage prank calls, yeah. Some guy on purpose drove in the middle of Times Square and fake passed out as a YouTube prank? What? What the hell? That's... Yeah, but I guess I'll probably be wrapping up the stream here, guys. I see your comment menacing. I'm a bit hungry. I haven't eaten dinner yet. So I'll answer a few comments before I go here. So if anybody wants me to answer your question, I'll answer your question before I go. Do you remember that Mizzy guy from the UK who stole someone's dog as a prank? He walked into random people's houses and even broke into the cockpit of a train and started driving it. I know exactly who you're talking about, Mizzy. That Mizzy was a nuisance. That's what he was. Like that guy was a criminal. Like, he would constantly break the law, like, over and over and over again. And the thing is, so for people that don't know who Mizzy is this menacing prankster in Britain. And this British guy, what he would do is, he would go into random people's houses. So he would, like, go up to random doors, and he would see if they're unlocked, and if they are, he would just go into random people's houses and just scare them as, like, a prank. That's what he would do. And I will tell you about this, is Mizzy is extremely lucky that he's not an American. That's what I'll say about this, that he's really lucky that he's in Britain. Because I will tell you, if you did that in my country in America, especially, like, where I live in the Midwest, if you, like, walked into somebody's house, like, trespass, like, you opened their door, and you scared the crap out of them, chances are you're probably gonna get shot. Like, most people in my town own guns. So, like, literally, if you did that in America, like, that same prank, he would get shot. He is very lucky that he's in Britain, because, like, in America, like, somebody would have pulled a gun on him if he did that. Like, and honestly speaking, if somebody did pull a gun on him for trespassing in their house, they're within their rights to do that. Because, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a prank or not. You can't come into trespass into random people's houses and scare the crap out of them. So that's ultimately what I'll say about that. That guy is a menace. That's what he is, and that guy should be in prison. Yeah, I heard about that DoorDash incident, D. Yeah, I did hear about that. How long have I been playing the Hitman games? My first one was Hitman Blood Money. It was back in, like, even 2006. Old school prank call where somebody is selling tickets for WWE Super Slam advertising John Cena. That one I did see. It was really funny. The John Cena prank call was really funny, yeah. No, I haven't, Aaron. Oh yeah, Blood Money is a great game, TY. I'll play all of them, Polly. Okay, but I guess I'll be going here, guys. I have an idea for a game set in Las Vegas where you can choose how you build your organization, income, manpower, territory, and love interests with love scenes. But what can the storyline be? A mafia game. Make it the mafia, you know, stuff like that. Pancakes or waffles? Probably waffles. I like chocolate chip waffles. I know those aren't the most healthy, but I do like them. But I guess we'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, do drop a like, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We will stream next time on Thursday. So Thursday we'll stream next time. We'll be streaming the GTA update on Thursday. Wednesday I'll be doing videos on the GTA update, but Thursday we'll be streaming it. So the first day I always do videos. Next day we'll be streaming it. So thank you guys for watching. Also, Yakuza Kiwami tomorrow. Kiwami, so anybody excited for my Yakuza? And I'm going to have a cosplay for Kiryu. If you're wondering, yes, I will dress up as Kiryu. I have the Yakuza, Kiwami cosplay already. It's going to be my first time playing for it. We'll have it tomorrow. And we'll probably have the ending of Black Ops 7 tomorrow as well. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys have a great Sunday night. I'll see you. Take care, everyone. And have a wonderful day, guys.